I'm buying an older home. Sounds like this person is already under contract right now. What do I need to be worried about in Carlsbad, California? Well, my assumption is that you're probably somewhere in the inspection period right now, and you're worried about what are the things that we should ask the seller to address, and then is there anything that we need to kind of worry about canceling the contract over? I only wrote down a handful of things that I would pay attention to, and in no particular order. Here's what I wrote down. Number one, aluminum wiring, which nobody's going to completely rewire the home for you during the closing process, but I pay attention to it. An old HVAC system that's in there, I don't know what the percentage is in Carlsbad, but I would imagine more than maybe 60% of all real estate does not have air conditioning right now, but they all have heat. So you want to make sure you get that inspected. You want to look at the roof. Depending on where you are, most of Carlsbad sits on a sand bed. So we want to check for any foundation slipping that's happening. One of the easiest ways that you can look at is if you've got any 45-degree cracks going in off of any of the or creeping out of any of the doors or any of the windows. If it looks pretty deep, there's probably some settling. And listen, every home settles. There's no way to get around it, right? So if the home was built a long time ago and it's seen enough, it's been around dozens and dozens of years, there's going to be settling. So I would not freak out if you see it. But you definitely want to get it inspected. This is not really like an inspection or a problem with the home, but depending on how old the home is, there may be single pane windows. And again, depending on where the home is in Carlsbad, may not be that big of a deal. And again, it doesn't mean they're failing, doesn't mean they're bad. It just means they're old standards and they're just going to be less insulation. They're not as energy efficient. So I'd make sure you inspect those. And then the last thing is galvanized piping, making sure that all of that is intact, no leaks, none of that fun stuff. Every single, even if you know you're going to buy the home, even if it's an as-is sale, which in California all contracts are as-is sales unless stated otherwise, you still want to do a general home inspection. Okay. Now, for all the appliances, the plumbing, the wiring, the roof, all that fun stuff, we can always buy a home warranty in Carlsbad to cover everything on a 2,500 square foot home. You're probably looking at somewhere, $550 to $750, depending on if there's a pool and some of the things that you do. As long as everything is documented in working condition at close of escrow, the home warranty will cover it. And I know there's like two camps, like home warranties are like a total ripoff, and the other camp is like the best thing in the world. My personal opinion, I've been doing this over 20 years. I've never seen somebody buy a home warranty, make a claim, and get and be regretful that they had the home warranty. Doesn't mean you'll use it. No, not always. I know a lot of people that have purchased a home warranty, whether the seller invests in it or the buyer invests in it, and then they let it go a year, they don't renew it, and then something happens, and then they get the call and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I totally should have renewed that. The HVAC just went down, and now I've got to spend 15 grand to get that done, whereas the home warranty with a deductible would have gotten that done." So my what I would advise you to do if I was your real estate agent would be to get a home inspection, would be to review everything that you can, make sure it's in working order. It doesn't need to be, remember, we're not buying homes that are delivered to you in brand new working condition. That's not how real estate works. But we want to make sure everything is functional. The home warranty, in most cases, will cover it. And if something's faulty and goes wrong within the first year or whenever that home warranty is active, then you're covered. So now, when would I cancel a contract? If the sloping of the property is really bad, and maybe we brokered a home a few years ago that was literally on the corner of an entire development. You can clearly see this end unit of the condo was sloping. There was really no way to fix it on the end. The HOA said, "Yeah, we know it's a problem. That's why it's so cheap. We'll get engineers out there. We know we have to deal with it, but right now is not that time." In that case, I would advise you to cancel, because it's going to be, if it's a headache now and there's no resolution to it, it's going to be a headache later. We don't want to deal with that if at all possible. Aluminum wiring, as long as the inspector says there's no imminent fire danger or there's any breaks in the wiring, I think that's okay. I'd still address it long term. And old HVAC, that's pretty much like, can we get a home warranty? Can we cover it? And is it at least in functional order? I wouldn't cancel a deal over that. Roof it could be six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. And what I mean by that is the roof can be totally crazy, and hey, it's a $20,000 expense. It's coming no matter what. There's no getting around this. There's no part of owning real estate where a roof magically gets better. That just doesn't happen. So if there's a significant roof replacement needed, either A, we negotiate that as part of the deal. or B, maybe there's a credit to close or something like that. And keep in mind, not all the times do sellers know that they have roof issues. If there's no leaks, and I like we don't go on our roof other than once a year when we put Christmas lights up. So a lot of homeowners don't understand that they have roof issues until it's brought up in a home inspection. So it's not always like, oh, hey, it's priced accordingly, unless it's glaringly obvious. Like you drive by the home and you can clearly see there's like shingle issues, but most of the time the homeowner's not any more aware of it than you are. So I'd make sure that everything is sound. I'd get a home warranty. And the only thing that I would probably tell you to cancel on if you saw it as severe sloping issues, or if there was like really, really bad cracks in the truss in the attic, like that where you just know or like it's so major that the amount of money this is going to take to repair it is just not worth it, then I would probably cancel. But I would probably say 19 times out of 20, we've seen some really, really bad home inspection reports over the years. And most of them can be overcome with credit or some simple negotiation back and forth with the homeowner. And I would say typically 19 times out of 20, maybe 49 times out of 50, uh, 1 to 5% of the time we can't get past it. But listen, the homeowner wants to sell, the buyer wants to buy. If everybody's committed to the deal, we can typically get that together. So I don't know if that answers your question, or maybe you have other issues on the home inspection that are coming up that are kind of making you worried. Every buyer is worried, every seller is worried right now, in regards to just it's how the deal goes. So it's not always one-sided. Talk to your real estate agent, have an open conversation. If there's something on there, it wouldn't hurt to at least negotiate that. Any questions, let me know below.